Hello everybody, happy Tuesday. I'm back again for today's video on our math lesson. I hope yesterday's lesson made sense, and if it did not, that you had reached out with any questions or concerns. Today we're going to do something that you should all be very familiar with since we had a whole unit on it before. So, on my board you can see that I have some pennies. And yesterday we talked about cubes and grouping them into bundles, and that 10 cubes made up one bundle. Well, today we're going to talk about it in regards to pennies and dimes. So, first off, I have a big question for all of you. How many pennies make up one dime? If you said 10, you are correct. If you're like me, before I had that answer, I started singing 10 pennies equal a dime. So you are so correct. There are 10 pennies in one dime. Well, what we learned about yesterday, we learned that a bundle is a group of 10. So today's lesson is going to be very similar to what we already did yesterday. And we are going to be grouping our pennies into groups of 10. So, the problem states, Sam wanted to buy a glow stick for 60 cents. Does he have enough? So before we get started on anything, we are going to count our pennies and group them into tens. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What do I do next? Same thing as we did yesterday. I'm going to write a 10 next to it. So I know that this is one bundle. We're 10 cents. Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What do we have, boys and girls? We have another bundle. 10 more cents. Here below I see some pennies. It doesn't appear to me that this is going to make up a bundle, so we're just going to count these by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to write 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cents, 4 cents. So, can anybody think back to what we did yesterday and to help us figure out our tens and ones? We are going to count our tens. How many groups of 10 do we have? We have one across the top, and we have one across the bottom. So we have 1, 2 groups of 10. Now, we have to look at our ones. How many are all by themselves? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 ones. So if Sam wanted to buy a glow stick for 60 cents, does he have enough if we have 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 cents? Our answer is no. He does not have enough, because if we look at 24, we see that there are 2 tens and 4 ones. But how many tens and how many ones are in the number 60? We have 6 tens and 0 ones in the number 60. So which number has a greater amount of tens, 24 or 60? If you said 24, if you said 60, you are correct. There are 6 tens versus 2 tens. So 6 is greater than 2, so we know that 60 is bigger than 24. We are going to now try a different one. I'm going to clear off this page. Now, if you don't have pennies at home laying around, that's all right, because boys and girls, we've practiced all along that we can just draw a circle with a brown circle for a penny and a silver or gray circle for a dime, or you can draw a circle with a P inside it for penny and a circle with a D inside of it for a dime. So, here are my pennies. We're going to count and see how many pennies we have. And then we're going to figure out the amount of tens and ones in our pennies. So first, let's set it up into a group of 10 or a bundle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do y'all see how I'm keeping that all together in one group? So I know that there are 10 pennies right here for 10 cents. Now I have 1, 2 pennies below. That doesn't make a bundle, so I'm going to space them out a little bit so that I know I'm going to count them by ones. So I have 10 cents across the top, and then I have 1 cent and 2 cents. So if I drew out my awesome T-chart with tens on my left and ones on my right, I would know that there is one group of 10. Everyone see the one group of 10? And 1, 2 ones. So if I count this, I can check to make sure my answer is correct. 10, 11, 12. There are 12 cents shown above. So I have 1 10 and 2 ones. Now, I'm going to show you something a little bit different. Let me get my coins out. So I went to the store with my dad the other day, and there was a gumball machine, and I so wanted a gumball. And my dad said, "I'll give you all the change I have in my pocket." And I said, "Okay, well, it cost me 75 cents to get the gumball." And so he gave me what he had, and so now I had to figure out if it was enough. So I see something different than I've seen before. What are these silver circles? And how much are they worth? What are they called, everybody? They're called dimes. And we know that a dime is worth 10 cents. So it's already sorted out into groups of 10. We didn't have to do that. How lucky. So we're just going to write 10. Make sure we have cents. 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents. But then it switches over to these copper brown circles. What do we call a copper brown circle, everybody? We call that a penny, and a penny is worth 1 cent. So I'm going to count by ones just like I did with those cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I draw out my tens and ones, I see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tens, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. So when I count it together, I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. I have 44 cents. Do I have enough to buy the gumball if it costs 75 cents? The answer is no. Because 75 has a 7 in the tens place and a 5 in the ones place. So if we look at 44 cents versus 75 cents, there are 4 tens in 44 and 7 tens in 75. So 75 cents is more than 44 cents. So if I put in my 44 cents, I would still not be able to get that gumball.